How far are we in? 3 minutes. Sorry for the delay. How you doing, everybody? I just had to get my Diet Coke. Here I got my Diet Coke, so it's good. We're on YouTube as well today. YouTube and Twitch live, performing from Ken's studio living room area. Oh, that's tasty. Nature's brownish fluid, as I like to call it. Ah, Diet Coke. What's new today? I don't know. Not much. Yesterday I streamed. Today I'm going to stream. Tomorrow I'm also going to stream. So, what else could, what's there new to talk about that I wouldn't have already talked about yesterday? Uh, some streamers got banned, suspended, whatever. Not me. Man, it's rough when when you're an affiliate. I was watching an affiliate, not a partner, and Tay Tay Hine, and she was streaming in her bathroom in her bikini and next to her tub, and then boom, she was gone. And affiliates, I think it's like 60 days. Once you get an indefinite suspension, you can appeal in 30 days, and then 30 days later they'll let you back in. That's how it works. Wow, you don't want to be an affiliate and get suspended. Oof, for that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So what we're gonna do today? Okay. The news is there is news is Microsoft Flight Simulator related news. So I went and I finally went on the forums because yesterday I flew the Dreamliner 787 and was having a good time yelling at it, screaming, and crashing it and going, "What the hell is going on?" A lot like the pilots of the 787 Max, who sadly lost their lives. The two crashes caused by the anti-stall system, the FWS, the system that is designed to operate your trim and prevent your jet from stalling. Because when you're taking off, you're going up and you're not going that fast, and that's when you could stall. And when you are, you're not very far off the ground. So if you do stall, you're going to die and kill a lot of people too. It's really bad. So they have to make these systems to pretty much ensure that under any circumstances, a jet won't stall when it's heading out of the airport, and they generally are quite good. I mean, the pilot should be doing it right, but if the pilot passes out at the wrong moment or something like that, or pulls back on the stick because he's a psycho, this system was supposed to really will override that. It's supposed to do what the pilot can't do. So it's a scary system in that it overrides the pilot. So when it goes wrong, it can fly the plane into the ground, and that's exactly what the Dreamliner did yesterday. The exact same system, the system that's designed to operate the trim to keep the plane from stalling, was pushing my nose into the ground, and that's what happened to those poor people who are all on board those early Maxes. What happened with those 737 Maxes or eights, yeah, was that they only had one angle of attack sensor on the plane, and that's the sensor that tells this anti-stall system what the state of the airplane is, whether it's about to stall or not, basically. So if there's a bird strike, that thing can get hit and get pushed into a far position. That anti-stall system thinks the plane is this position when it's actually this position, so it starts pushing the nose down, but the plane's already in this position, pushes the nose down into the ground. It's that simple and it's that horrific. And so the way they fixed it was the only thing they could do, which is they added a backup. Originally it was option, but now it's on all the planes. They added a backup on the other side angle of attack sensor. So if one gets hit by bird strike, you'll have a backup one, because apparently if that happens, you don't want one bird strike to bring your plane down, but it did twice on the early 737s. Maxes, just 2 years ago, I think now. So people are still learning about that. So apparently the Dreamliner got borked. It used to work, and then it got borked when it first came out, and that's the whole reason why I got that premium pack, was for the Dreamliner. What are you saying, Mo? Mo wants to chime in about the Dreamliner. Hey, how you doing? On YouTube, by the way, if you're in YouTube. Let's see what else is going on here. Hey, so today's stream will be pretty much like every other stream. We're going to fly around in Microsoft Flight Simulator. We are going to try the V-22, I think, again today. And then we're going to have a musical related experience. Yesterday I was in Ken's lounge, so today we're going to play this beautiful guitar, I believe. I got to plug it in, but oof. Check out the visuals there. Sparkly. This guitar is like the Twilight vampires of guitars. We'll talk about that later. Because it's very white and sparkly, like the vampires. Okay. So yeah. So let's see. First of all, how is the stream health? I'm looking at my mic. Look at the audio capture. The visuals look okay. I'm looking a little high up there. Okay. Let me see if I can sit up straight. Maybe that'd be better. Okay. How's everyone doing today? I hate it when people ask that on a stream. Who the fuck cares? Nobody cares. Don't tell me. Unless you're probably watching on a VOD 3 days later. Oh, righty. So we think we're gonna fly the Osprey because a person I know asked me, Captain Nitro said, "Why don't you fly it again?" Because I have not successfully been able to take it off, but I'm getting closer each time. It takes a while to get this thing whipped up into, the only time it messes up is when I do it from cold and dark. If it's lined up on the runway, I'd never have a problem. I guess we could go to, it's pretty nasty looking weather up there. Let's fly, sure. Wherever the heck this is, Cancun. In the Osprey, we're going to cold start it, and we're going to see if we can. I have some ideas on what I'm going to try doing differently. And for one thing, I'm only going to go to military power. I'm not going to go to full power, which is over torque. And it's hard on the engine, and I think it's hard on the repeller system. And we're going to see. But again, we have to start it. We have to start it cold. Starting it warm does not challenge us in the same way. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, not Mistress Mord. How's everything going? Yeah, she had a fun stream today. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't really participating much in it because, there's other people. When there's other people participating, I'm just happy to let things happen as long as things are, kind of vibing and she's talking. And there was a bunch of new people in there today, and I thought it was a very interesting stream on what was going on in chat. Okay, so we've got the liveries. We're gonna set this up so that we can take off, but a little bit less juice. Yeah, somebody suggested Captain Nitro from our stream, from Ward's Drew, suggested that we continue our odyssey to successfully take off in the V-22. Because it is not so easy these days. I've done it a million times, but I've also failed a million times. And it's hard to tell exactly what I did differently. So, it may be a random luck thing, but the last 3 times I've done it from cold, I've gotten a ways off the ground, and then it says you overstressed the aircraft and it crashed. Meaning, I don't know what it means. It means you blew the propellers off or the engine was destroyed due to over torquing. But I definitely did not over torque it for too long. That's supposed to take 20 to 30 seconds. It happened within the first 5 seconds of taking off. Usually less. All right, we're going to do a quick start on this bad boy. But for those people who don't know, it's got a really exotic, fun startup sequence. We'll do a quick walk around because it is an amazing looking aircraft, and all the details, like all those little swinging, the covers have all those little things have little straps on them. They're swinging in the wind. Let's get some frame rates going though. This is a pretty major airport. There's also a lot of hotels in the area that are all. We'll check them out. Okay, let's turn. Yes, thank you. Battery on. APU to run. When that turn green, goes to engage. Start building up some pressure. Turn up our MFDs. All 4 of these bad boys. To day mode. Thank you. Day mode. Meanwhile, we're letting the pressure come up in the APU's hydraulic system. I can see there it's still red. When it becomes yellow, we can actually start lifting the nacelles. They require hydraulic pressure. Now we can raise them up. Oops, we want to go this We're going to raise them to vertical so we can start the engines. Because if we tried to start them horizontally, the propellers would slap the ground and explode. It's that kind of aircraft. It won't, I mean, normally I'm sure it won't let you. But in this one it will let you. It's a mess. Okay, 90 degrees pretty much is what we need. What do we got there? Close enough. Right? 89, 90. All right. Yes, 90 degrees. Okay, engine 1. Crank it. We'll hear it start up a bit. And then we can put it in start. It's much louder sound. And when we see that the lights go off, there's some of those that will go off. We can put it in fly mode. There it is. And we'll start the other engine. Crank. And then start. I'm looking at the red and yellow indicators down there that indicate the AC bus is low for that engine. The generator is spinning up. And it is spun up. So that goes into flight. Meanwhile, oops, we do not need the APU anymore since our engines are running. So that turns off, and that should turn off all the warnings. And yes, all the warning lights are off except for parking brake. Oh, forgot to turn the audio down. Sorry, guys. It's just some random level today. There we go. That way you can hear me and hear the wonderful sounds. Now what we're going to do is get the heck out of here. Did I just put us on pause? Depart. I think we're going north. Well, let's go for east. Over the water.
From KNSH 9er with uniform request taxi for takeoff east departure. Yes, 9er taxi. Hold short of runway 12 right using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.6 when ready.
Sounds good. Acknowledge that. Okay, so we're going to have to move our... Looks like we can move out forward here. So we're going to have to move the cells down into a place where we can taxi them, but they're not too down to actually hit the ground there. Release these. Now we'll give us some power and we'll go forward. Like that. It's smooth as driving a car. Just like driving a car. Which way do you want us to go? That way. Make a left turn there. Head out this way. All right, and we're going to do a checklist of things I think we need. In fact, maybe we'll go through the checklist. I've done this a million times. We don't need the checklist. It's not that hard. The only things you need to do, the flaps are automatic. The only things you need to do are set the angle of the nacelles and the throttle. And then you can just fly it out. It's not that hard. And we sure don't need a lot of runway. So we'll do it from right here. Yeah, they don't mind if we short runway it. I mean, this is definitely the short takeoff style airplane. Give me some speed. We're almost there. To the place. Yeah, flaps are automatic. And we don't have the cell set correctly yet, but we're going to. Stop here, and we're going to ask the tower for permission to take off. Meanwhile, we're going to lower the nacelles to 60, right? That's 260. That's correct, right? Launch takeoff clearance.
Cleared for takeoff runway 12 right, catch 9er.
Okay, let's just get it around. Again, we're going to go to 100%, but we're not going to do 104%. So the it should not read 100, over 100. And I think that's plenty of juice to get this aircraft off with this fuel load. Okay, so we got plenty of runway, and we're going to give it to about there. 94, 95, 96. A little less than that. There we go. Now we should be able to do this for an arbitrary period of time. Meanwhile, we're going to lower. We're going to lower the nacelles. Okay, look at that. I think we're going to be able to take off. We just got to go start lowering the, also lowering the throttle. Okay, so now we're there. Okay, and we're heading east. Oh, good. All right. So, look, guys, we actually did it correctly. I don't know if it was random or not. We should be able to go into horizontal flight, which we just did. Whoops, almost overspeeding it, though. We don't want to go over 200. I think 260. Oh, I guess 280 is okay in horizontal flight, or I guess 300 before it tears itself apart. Oops. What did I bring down to? Okay, 81%. 81%. All right, so we're gonna go check out the hotels. Since we successfully took off in the Osprey, and of course this channel is only good if I'm raging, so that's not necessarily a good thing. But at least we now know not to bother with the Dreamliner until they come out with a fix for it, which they do. Okay, so for example, that's what like one of the edge, on the far edge of the south part of the Cancun like extra areas. This is the actual sandbar that they developed, and like the Club Med takes up most of the south part here. And some other, I think that's Club Med there, most like this whole area here. Like takes up most, and then there's a whole, you can see there's not much left undeveloped on this long ass beach, which is a beautiful white beach that I've been to, and the water is warm, and you get they get the lagoon area effectively, which is always calm. And if you want waves, there's not that there's nice little waves usually here, but you can see it's just resort pools, resort condos, short term. Whatever residences, timeshares. But you can see there's a lot of building models, but then they're also sitting on just there's a golf course, nice. You can go golfing. There are also a lot of just satellite. They're sitting on satellite terrain maps. But everything here is. Why are we going so slow? Let's go a little faster. What is their actual? 81. That should be plenty. And then when we get around, we're going to find some place to land vertically. But I'm happy because this is the one time out of the last 4 times we tried that I was able to get it off the ground. And I think the trick is not giving it 100% power. It's bad both for the engine and the propeller systems. And you don't need it unless you really know what you're doing. Maybe if you have a full fuel load. Because I only have I only have 30% fuel load, and that's a lot of weight that I'm not trying to have to fight. So then there's this area where it splits up, and there's like a marina and kind of more little few houses on there. But this is all still like, it doesn't get to the really expensive, and you can't really tell from above. The really fancy resorts are on this end up here and further. But you cannot count the number of hotels. It's like over 150, I think. And they're, resorts. I think the really famous ones are they here or up? No, they're up. I'll show you. They're further up here. Is Lumo? No, there are some really, really nice, fancy ones right down there. And then all along here, there's like discos and nightclubs. And then it's called the Zona Turistica.
Cleared to land runway 12 right Aeromexico 512.
And then you get to the actual town of Cancun. And years ago, there was nothing there.
Takeoff runway 12 right Valeris 310.
This is kind of a, I don't know, kind of like a park that welcomes visitors to the tourist zone, which technically I think starts here. Although there's still some, it's kind of growing a bit. There used to be not much there, but now it's a kind of a city. We don't need this up, do we? Kind of distracting.
Going around Aeromexico 512. Aeromexico 512, contact Cancun approach on 123.5. Good day.
But I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, but it looks pretty nice. I guess it's also, this is a newer kind of a marina and resort. God, Cancun is massive. Especially because when I was there 30 years ago, it was big. But it's just expanded in every possible direction. So this is where the people who work at the hotels live. And who build the hotels, and who maintain the hotels, and wash the clothes, and cook the food, and prepare the food, and repair the plumbing on all those hundreds of hotels, and serve the food. And I imagine every other kind of job too. I bet there's plenty of jobs around here that are not tourist related, but it's amazing how much you need to support a tourist zone. Just you need local workers. And before they made Cancun, it was nothing here. They basically put the terrain into a computer and asked the computer to find the best place to make a new resort area. And it looked at the computer looked at all these locations and picked this one. There was nothing here.
Frontier flight 206 heavy lineup and wait.
So nothing here is from before, I think, 1975 or something, 1970. Not sure when they did it. I mean, it's been a while now, but maybe it's the 60s. I don't remember exactly when.
06 heavy.
All right. We're going to go fly over to Isla Mujeres and see if it actually is the fabled Isle of Women. And see if there's any women there. See if that's where they put all the women.
Valeris 310.
That's my theory. Is there some way we can turn off that comm link? Where's my comms? Is it down here? Toggle jet. Oh, APR 39 now. Yeah.
Going to 125.2 Valeris 310. Frontier flight 20.
Yeah, none of these are operational.
29.86 wind 17.
Not that any of them need to be.
Cleared for takeoff runway 12 right. Cancun Tower, Aeromexico 5125 miles west inbound ILS
Where would you
1
be
runway
if you were the
12
comm controls? Here?
Aeromexico 512 Cancun Tower. Altimeter 29.86 wind 172 at 12. Cleared ILS. Cleared for takeoff.
We're selecting between different active comm channels. Anyway, okay. I don't know. All right, let's see if we can transition to horizontal flight. Vertical flight, pardon me. We're in horizontal flight. It's always tricky. I've never been to this. You could take a ferry there. I don't think I was there. You could take a ferry from Cancun to Isla Mujeres. And there's a bunch of resorts that are a lot more isolated and quieter than Cancun. But it's still a decent-sized island. So here's the airstrip. And that's kind of what it looks like. Interesting. I didn't realize it was kind of, I don't know. Interesting, kind of hard to describe as an island. It's, yeah, see what I'm saying? It's an island that kind of with a lot of water internally. All right, we're gonna make a turnaround and we're gonna come back and land on this runway, but we're gonna try to do it vertically. So I don't know. It'll just be a nice place to land. Okay, I'm gonna get these things going up. Landing gear down. I'm not sure you're supposed to land over there. Okay, up to 90. And then we can start flying this thing like a helicopter. Like a plane. We'll go over to this parking area over here. There's my rudder. Just plop our ass down somewhere. What are they gonna do? This guy's gonna try to drive around. He's like, hell, there's an osprey. Ah! Well, you should be afraid, sir. That massive beast landing at your tiny little airport. So there's a Spitfire and one of the Cowan helicopters. Okay, this guy seems happy with how I landed. I mean, we can actually, you know, do a little taxiing here. I see, sir. Yep, they were happy with it. They saluted me. All right, so we're going to reverse and shut down our Osprey here after a successful flight, including taking off, transitioning to vertical flight, landing vertically on this little pad here, not on the runway. And now we're going to go to shutdown mode. Shutdown mode involves, first of all, it nacelles back to 90 degrees. Kind of reversing it, but a little bit differently. 90 degrees. Now we are going to have to turn on the APU again because we will be shutting down the engines. So the APU is running. Now we can shut down both engines. Which they are. Note the rotors are spinning fast. They have a lot of energy in them. And if we just let them spin, it's going to take a long time before they actually stop. Fortunately, we have the rotor braking system. And that will bring those bad boys down to a slow, much quicker. There you go. Rotor braking system. Beauty. Let's turn off the rotor brakes. Excellent. Now we're going to go down and... don't worry about those. We're going to go into our system. We're going to stow our stow. We're going to select full stow with rotor lock. So the rotors are going to move into a locked position. That's where they're in a special position where they're not facing directly to the, you'll see. Then the flaps, or those flaps, see how they're extended in the back all the way down? They will raise because we need to fold the wing. We're gonna twist the wings, of course. So those have to be raised at this point, at least. So we'll raise the flaps. All this is powered by the APU, which you can see is producing exhaust. It's located in the wing section, the top. Now the propeller segments fold using those hydraulic systems, and then the nacelles rotate down again. That's cool. This is what it looks like from here. You can kind of see everything rotating. But the coolest part is that once this, the nacelles have rotated down to the horizontal, the entire wing will turn 90 degrees. You can hear that whining sound, like gears enabled. And you can see that's what it looks like from here. You can see the motor is swinging over in front of you. Oh yeah. Meanwhile, we're going to open the doors. So that's going to open the ramp door there. And that side door while we're shutting down the engines. Oh, that's just amazing. I'm sorry. It's just a symphony, a ballet of little mechanical activities. Or it's like a transformer that actually does exist in real life. Except it doesn't really transform from a plane into something else, but it sure transforms its shape into something that's quite unexpected. So that explains that little dip in the back of the plane there where that second engine, the rear engine there, has to fit in during this operation. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting how they made that dip there. You think it's aerodynamic. It probably isn't. It'd probably be better just to have that kind of section kind of straight there. Okay. All right. And also, we're going to take a little tour before we leave. So we're going to go into we're going to go into the back here. A little tour of the jump seats. You can hear the APU is still running. That's what it looks like from the back. The interior of the Osprey. We'll go through this door here. It doesn't open, we'll go through it. And you can see those are the dudes. Yeah, that's not real precise 3D operating. I like that. I got flags and stuff. Well, you'd have to be in the military to be operating these systems. It's the same dude. I think it's twins. I didn't know that before. Okay. All right. Final shutdown is to turn off the APU and the battery bus. Oops. Wait. Where's that? That's turn off the APU and your battery. That's gonna shut everything down. Cold. It's got all the plugs on. It's ready for stow. We got to keep the doors open so the cleaning crew can come in, clean it up. It's a nice day. This is Isla Mujeres, which I've never been to, but I've heard is nice. It's smaller and more laid back than Cancun, but Cancun is nuts, so that's not saying much. But it still looks like it's beautiful. There's a lot of water. I mean, the water's warm around here, and there's a lot of life in it. You can go snorkeling, you can go diving. And you can see, wow, I didn't realize how easy it is on a clear day. You can see Cancun from there. You can probably see the lights of Cancun from the west side of Isla Mujeres, the south side. And yeah, that was pretty fun. Okay, well, we're roughly at the halfway point. Today is a work day as usual on Thursday, so I take a 1.5 2 hour break from my work day to come do a little stream every day. And the first half is always this Microsoft Flight Simulator. Oh, by the way, Aiko, good to see you, by the way. You got to see me flying for a bit. It is a fancy. And the transformation. So by the way, the transformation, sorry, I'm just catching up on your questions here. This is a regular old red Xbox controller. I mean, it's one of the blue, it's one of the newer ones. It's from the previous model year Xbox, not the S, but it's the one that does have Bluetooth. There are other Xbox controllers that aren't. You have to use a wire for, and I like it being a wireless. And I got rechargeable, but it's just a regular Xbox controller. It costs about $70. They're not the cheapest thing in the world, but the good thing is since I'm used to it, they're easily replaceable. Should I lose it or it breaks, So. Yeah, so I mean, I probably think just about anything, but this one has been very high quality. The other thing I got for it, normally it takes 2 AA batteries, but I got a kit that has 2 rechargeable batteries that fit in there. So I have 1 rechargeable battery in there, and it charges both of them. So I have 1 in there, and 1's always recharging. So I never have to. I always can change it every day. You'll get like 8 hours out of a charge. I never even use anywhere near it, but I always, because I'm paranoid about losing my controller charge. I actually do it. I change it about every 3 or 4 days. I'll change the replacement. That just takes a second because I already have a fully charged pack. So even if it did go out, I could do it quickly. So that's the only issue I have is that it's wireless and it's rechargeable. that other than that, it's a standard video game controller. Also, you could use. I think you can nowadays you can use a PS5 controller, which is probably also wireless and rechargeable. And I have one. I've tried it. It's fine. And you can map the same buttons, but there's no huge advantage to that. So it doesn't take advantage of the PS5's haptic stuff and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, as I say, the transformation of this plane is crazy, and then you can undo it. I can go from here to flying the plane. I can take off vertically, no problem. I mean, it just takes a while. Everything there can be reversed. You just need to know how to reverse, turn on the system, turn on the battery, turn on the APU, get the electronic system going to the system page to go to the unstow system. Click on unstow. It'll undo all those operations in reverse. I've done it. It's pretty cool. But I'm not going to do that today. Today I'm going to also, I like this plane over here. Looks good, those three planes. I can fly that Spitfire anytime. But I don't want to. Maybe I'll fly the Spitfire tomorrow. It is a real fun challenge to just take off and fly in that Spitfire. It's very mechanical and seat of the pants. It certainly doesn't have an autopilot system like Osprey does. So, PlayStation guy. Yeah, yeah. I mean, as I say, if you're, I don't think. By the way, I don't think Flight Simulator runs on a PlayStation, so you need a PC, or I think, or an Xbox. It does run on the Xbox. So, typically, people using Flight Simulator. But as I say, nowadays, more and more Steam games are allowing you to use a PS5 controller on the PC, which I think is a nice thing because it works just fine. If you have a PS5, I don't use it that much, but I have the controller, and it's a pretty cool controller. Okay, give me about 5 minutes. We're going to switch over. I'm going to play some guitar for like 40 minutes or so, and then we'll have, that'll be the stream. Yay! And then tomorrow we'll do it some more. So if you missed that, more of that flight sim content, you'll get some more tomorrow. Try it around this time or so, a little here or there later. Tomorrow will be a Friday stream. Maybe a little longer tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe a little later and a little longer. We'll have to see. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to this. Give me about 5 minutes and I'll get my guitar setup going. Thank you. Hello. Okay, what do we got here? Just this a bit. That's better. Move this down a bit. Just adjust this so it's more. Yeah, that's the I 100% agree. There's I going to the store is tough. It's really tough, and I do spend, I've spent a lot of money. 'Cause a lot of my planes are not installed. But Microsoft Flight Simulator by itself, just the regular base game, has quite a few interesting planes that you can learn from. Quite a bit of variety, if I remember. There's like 12 planes. It's a lot. If you think of just one plane, and then you could take Microsoft Flight Simulator, get all the free content, the world content, a lot of which is free, the updates, so it looks good, and then just buy the Osprey. You know what I mean? Which is $30, but then you spend, you spend $90. Which is not much compared to the thousands I spent. All right, what is today's guitar? Every day I like to split my stream into two sections. Section one being the Microsoft Flight Simulator content, and the section two being the musical content. And between those, I alternate between guitar and piano because those are the two instruments I generally enjoy playing. Although sometimes I do electronic music experiments in the experimental music studio, and sometimes I play bass guitar using Rocksmith as a template for playing along with. But I have a collection of quite a few guitars. This one is a really interesting one. It's just very unique and different. It's a beautiful guitar in person. I like to call this, you can call this one the sparkly Twilight Vampire of guitars. I mean, it's got crushed abalone inlay all around the body. It's sparkly. Trust me on that. It's real sparkly. Crushed abalone inlays that are just crazy. These are not mother of pearl. They're crushed abalone. Trust me. Okay, you got your EMG pickups. These are high-end pickups. It's kind of expensive. And your Floyd Rose Model 400 or whatever, 250 tremolo system. Fancy it is. Everything matches in terms of the knobs. The color of the knobs is, I don't know what you'd call this metal. I think they call it antiqued or something. Antique, because it's kind of a dark satiny metal. And let's show you. The back of it is kind of got some cutouts, but it's still beautiful. The way it's hard to grab. The way it's shaped here, right here, is really deluxe. This is a high-end guitar. This is a Schecter Guitar Research makes this guitar, and this is their Diamond series. This is kind of their highest-end guitar. Although this isn't made in Asia. This is an Indonesian guitar. Indonesia makes these amazing guitars. I have several. The other guitar I played yesterday, or 2 days ago, excuse me. My Gibson Les Paul, which is also fantastic looking, was also made in Indonesia. I know, but it does change the sound. But then there's springs that are supposed to bring it back to tune. Now, what we're gonna have to do here is, hold on, we're gonna have to tune it. It's close to tune. That's good. We're gonna check the tune here. The other thing about this guitar makes it quite different. Let's see if we can kind of figure out where the tune is first. Perfect. Pretty close. It's a little. You tune it using these little knobs down here at the bottom. Look at my screen here. It's a little low on the D string. What do we got here? That's too high. We'll adjust that low. A little high. Perfect. Okay, let's go again. 1. Perfect. Perfect. That's really nicely tuned up. It's the stability of this thing. I mean, I actually haven't touched it in a couple of weeks, and it's basically in perfect tune. It's the little song I came up specifically to try to practice the use of this little vibrato arm, what a trem arm they usually call it. Hey, Happy New Year to you as well, Tracer. Thank you. I appreciate that. So far, so good. I'm having a good time. I always do. So a couple things I wanted to say about this guitar I forgot to mention. I always feel it's important to match every guitar with the perfect guitar strap. So, and it doesn't come with one, right? But I didn't put a lot of thought into it. But I did see this was a white guitar, and I thought I went to Amazon. They have it quite a few. I typed white leather, and this one came up. It didn't look very good in the photos at all. The one they showed in the photos was really beat up looking, and so I was a little afraid that it would be the head was really frayed. This is perfect. I don't know why they were showing a really beat up one in the photos. It was like somebody beat up and returned it, and that's the one they take photos of. It's got this kind of black lightning stripe, right? It goes all the way up, but it's just white leather, very simple. Perfect for this white and black kind of pattern. It's not exactly the same white, but it looks the same on camera. Yeah, no. I looked at it has to be match the color, match the aesthetic of the guitar. It has to be the manufacturer. In the case of the Paul Reed Smith, I have a Paul Reed Smith that I got. They're pretty expensive, but so is the guitar. So the strap. This was a $15 or like $14 strap. But it's the only. As soon as I looked at a bunch of. I looked like maybe a list after my search for white leather guitar strap. It was like this is the one that immediately. It was like all the others were crap, and this was like, oh yeah, it's just perfect. It's got that the lightning, black lightning, the negative space. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, boy, I was like. And plus, it's functional and comfortable, and it's just a very simple, inexpensive piece of single leather, unstitched leather. You know what I mean? But except it's got this thing. This thing is embroidered on. It's sewn on all the way on the edges. Someone put some effort into it. So, hold on, I gotta see if anybody's starting up that I want to watch. Yeah, in my I got my other monitor up here. See if anything's happening on the internet. So far, Bella's not on. She'll probably be on soon, though. I do one string while working, yes. Multiple strings. I have my work computer right here and 4 monitors surrounding it. So my work computer is central, but yeah, I have other stuff going on. I'm doing the same thing I've always done ever since I started working, which is I'm a computer programmer or software engineer, senior software engineer, as we sometimes like to be called, for a major U.S. bank, actually. So pretty stable, I should hope. Doesn't pay the most for programming, but it's a high stability job. And up until COVID, it was a work in the office job. The office is very close. So then that COVID hit, and suddenly it was work at home every day. I was working home 1 day a week, Fridays. So I knew how to work at home. But then suddenly, so we've had to kind of adjust. And now we're back to 1 day, Tuesdays in the office. Usually Tuesday, at least 1 day. But the rest of the day I'm home, working at home, so I can take an hour break. I'm watching my email. Got my email client open. If anybody has any problems, they can. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. I really appreciate that. And by the way, in case somebody here is new, every day we do pretty much a 50-50 with playing the guitar, talking about guitars, and doing the first half of the stream is Microsoft Flight Simulator content. Hi, Carson, how you doing on YouTube? Start at acoustics. Start with a good song that you like. I like songs that have simple chords but interesting chord changes. Now, my personal favorite, I think, for learning, I learned a lot of songs. But I'm a favorite of REM, right? So now this is really a hard REM song to play. There are easier songs to play, but I learned, simple folk songs and things like that back in the 70s and things like that, which are usually no more than like that. If you do that for like a whole song, right? Okay. Sometimes with very little differences. Okay, it's only 3 chords. You could learn that pretty quickly. If you can't learn that in a day or two with an acoustic, I have a 12-string. I got a 6-string. So the challenge is to learn, especially with an acoustic. First of all, the problem with acoustic guitars, I don't think people understand it compared to electric guitars. Maybe they were told this, but they were not realized. Once you start playing acoustic guitar, you're gonna have to play every day. You're gonna build up calluses on your finger. I don't even have them anymore. So it's rough for me to play acoustic guitar. Electric guitars have lighter strings and less tension, which combines to mean you really are putting not a lot of weight on your left hand, which is really nice. Which is why I recommend electric guitars to learn actually on. Because this is like finger picking style, which is James Taylor, that I learned on an acoustic guitar. But you can do the exact same thing on an electric guitar. Other people should know if they're new to the stream, as I do co-stream on Twitch, and I think Carson knows this on YouTube at the same time. The reason I was starting off on Twitch, and I ran into some friends of mine who were like, "Oh, what do you do? What do you been? I've been streaming live, playing my little show." And like, "Oh yeah, on what?" I'm like on Twitch. I'm like, "Ooh," I'm like, "You can come over twitch.tv/Ken99." I'm like, "Yeah, maybe." But YouTube, they all have accounts already for, so there's no excuse for them not to come over to YouTube, right? Although some, not all of them do, but YouTube is a little more family friendly, and my stream is reasonably fucking family friendly, all right? So it's fine for YouTube. But the downside of Twitch is that I have ads. Now that I'm an affiliate and you can subscribe to me, I have ads. So you might see an ad. And on YouTube, it's not monetized. So you'll see the exact same content with no ads. And I don't even know when ads are running because of various reasons. I'm not looking at that output. I'm looking at the OBS output. All right, I think we need to retune this bad boy. Let's take a listen here. Actually, it's fine. By the way, cheers everyone. Diet Coke. Nature's brownest fluid. Nature's brownest of the brown fluids, as I like to call it. You know, it comes bubbling out of a special spring in the Midwest, I believe, and they just bottle it up. Diet Coke. It's the secret. That's the secret part of the secret recipe. It's nature's brownest fluid. It just comes out as bubbly brown water. A lot of people are like, get away from it, but it tastes good, really. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, I'm going to try to sing a song. I like to sing every day. It's not getting better, but I don't care. No one knows what it's like to be the sad man, to be the bad man, behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be faded, to telling only lies. But your dreams, they are as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours, only lonely. My love is vengeance, it's never free. No one knows what it's like to be the baby, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. When my fist clenches, crack it open before I use it, lose my cool. If I smile, please tell me a bad thing, or I laugh and act like a fool. If I swallow anything evil, put your finger down my throat. If I shiver, please give me a blanket. Keep me warm and let me wear your coat. No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. I think I definitely missed a bunch of those lyrics. I don't care. All right. A little more Diet Coke, not a co, Diet Coke, and then I'm going to sing another song. Fuck it. Fuck. No, that was a 4.5 out of 10. We're gonna do better. I'm gonna sing that song every freaking day. We're gonna do better. The thing is, you got to do it every day. Start shitty and get better. I mean, I used to sing better, but I have. It's been a while since I've sung every day. What were the lyrics to this song? Oh yeah. This is the one I've been also singing every day, and I'm starting to get sick of it, but I think it'll be fine. You know, okay. Human by the Killers. I did my best to notice when the call came down the line. Up to the platform of surrender, I was brought, but I was kind. Sometimes I get nervous when I see an open door. Close your eyes, clear your heart. Cut the cord. Are we human? Or are we dancer? My sun is vital. My hands are cold, and I'm on my knees looking for the answer. Are we human? Are we dancer? Pay my respects to grace and virtue. Send my condolences to good. Give my regards to soul and romance. They always did the best they could. And so long to devotion. You taught me everything I know. Wave goodbye, wish me well. You've gotta let me go. Are we human? Or are we dancer? My sun is vital. My hands are cold. And I'm on my knees looking for the answer. Are we human? Or are we dancer? Will your sister be alright when you dream of home tonight? There is no message we're receiving. Let me know, is your heart still beating? Are we human? Or are we dancer? My sun is vital. My hands are cold. And I'm on my knees looking for the answer. Are we human? Or are we dancer? Anyway, I gotta remember how it goes. It basically just repeats. Are we human? Are we dancer? Are we human? Are we dancer? I gotta kind of listen to the song. It's not really, most of it's in there. Yeah, restringing guitar I do a lot. I spend a lot of time doing. Although, and this one's a tricky one to restring. I've only done it once as I've owned it because I usually string once a year. But that's still a lot of restringing when you have 16 guitars. But you do it that often, you get really good at it. You know, I'm quite good at restringing guitars. I do them the professional style. Most people do not. Let me just put it that way. Oh yeah, I see that. I saw your encore night. See, Giorgio. You see, I was playing around with my Osprey earlier. I don't know if you noticed that. If you're there, I can't really watch Fortnite. It's like too much for my eyeballs. I like, you know what I mean. The great thing about games like Flight Simulator is that at least there's. I mean, I try not to keep it too jerky, you know. Although I would love to actually, I'd like to take a magic pill that makes me really good at Fortnite. Because if you're not, you know, there's no magic pill. You just have to play the living shit out of it. It's like, I mean, like any game that's got depth to it. Good for funky chords. Yeah. Giorgio showed me some stuff about Flight Simulator regarding the Airbus and the interior, and I'm really interested. He does some really interesting Flight Simulator streams. If anybody here is interested in watching Flight Simulator content, Giorgio the Man here on Twitch alternates between Fortnite and Flight Simulator streams. He's very into airliners. Unlike me, I like the more, but I can see the attraction to airliners. They are really cool planes. I'm not sure what a blue baby bell is on my guitar. Oh, sorry. This is the tuner. This is called a snark. They kind of, come on. Okay, I can put it over here maybe. It's a tuner. It's called a clip-on tuner. These really are. I mean, they're not very expensive. And they. I remember I started like they've been around for 20 years plus. But I started tuning guitars beforehand. You put them on this thing here, okay. And then you notice, let's see if I can do this here. As I play a note, there you go. So that's my E. There's my A, that's tuned. D's a little low. Oops. E. So if I want to tune my B up a little bit, I can adjust that from here. G is a little low, you can tune that up a bit. And they come in different colors too. G's a little low. How's that better? That better? Come on, I'm actually watching it. Okay, so because I'm watching them with the camera, but normally I'm watching it like that. Okay, they are great. I mean, they're battery powered, you know, so and the battery lasts quite a while. I've got probably about five or six of them. Let me put it that way, just so I don't have to keep moving around my 16 guitars collection. There's a black one, there's a blue one, I got a red one, and I can try to get them in all the colors. But yeah, there's a black one. There's a black one on. Oh, you can't see it. There's a black one on the studio up there. So tuning guitars is a lot easier with these things. And the other thing is, if you don't have to have them on the front, you can have them on the back if you don't want to kind of have them seen. But I don't really care that thing there. Yeah, black's a good color. As far as they're basically all the same, and they're better than other clip-on tuners. Other clip-on tuners that try to be as good as them somehow don't end up somehow being either as sensitive or the display is not as good or whatever. I don't recommend any of the knockoffs, and they're more expensive anyway. So must be your skin. I'm thinking in. Must be for real. Now I can feel. I didn't mind. It's not my kind. Not my time to wonder why everything goes white and everything's gray. Well, now you're here and now you're away. I don't want this. Remember that. I'll never forget you where you're at. Don't let the days go by. Rain. Never alone, I'm alone all the time. Are you at one or do you lie? We live in a wheel where everyone steals, but when we rise it's like strawberry fields. If you treated me bad, you bruised my face. Couldn't have been anymore. You got a beautiful taste. Don't let the days roll by. Well, should not I need it on you? I couldn't change though I wanted to. Well, should have been easier, but we are old friends here, you and me. Glycerine, glycerine. Needed you more When I wanted us love, could not kiss, just regress. Might just be pure and simple and plain. Well, that's just fine, that's just one of my names. Don't let the days roll by. Well, should I need oh, yeah. Glycerine, glycerine, glycerine. Well, I figured out, took a long, long time. Now there's a turnabout, maybe because I'm trying. There's been times I'm so confused. All on my roads will they lead to you. I just can't turn and walk away. But it's hard to see what it is I see in you. Wondering if I'll always be with you. Words can't say and I can't do enough to prove it's all for you. I thought I'd seen it all, but it's been a long, long time. Oh, but then we're tripping phone, wondering if I'm blind. There's been times I'm so confused. All of my roads will they lead to you. I just can't turn and walk away. Well, it's hard to say what it is I see in you. Wondering if I'll always be with you. Words can't say, I can't do enough to prove all for you. Rain keeps pouring down, pouring from blue skies. Words without a sound coming from your eyes. Finally I figured out but it took a long, long time. I looked about, maybe 'cause I'm trying. There's been times I'm so confused. All of my roads, where they lead to you, I just can't turn and walk away. But it's hard to say what it is I see in you. Wondering if I'll always be with you. Words can't say, I can't do enough to prove it's all for you. It's hard to say what it is I see in you. Wondering if I'll always be with you. Words can't say, I can't do enough to prove it's all for you. Okay, that's going to be it for the stream, man. I had fun. I played some songs, did some music. We flew the Osprey. I just want to mention, people didn't see the beginning of the stream. First part of the stream was the successful Osprey mission. We started from cold. We launched. We got off the runway. We did not explode 30 feet off the runway for the first time in 4. Can I play at your wedding? Absolutely. Absolutely. I will fly myself anywhere to your place at first class flight, and I put myself up in the nearest 5-star hotel for about a month so I can practice beforehand, and then I'll play your wedding for free, and I'll also provide the cake and all the presents. So look forward. You can look forward to that. It's going to be awesome. So absolutely no. I've played many weddings before. We can do many one. Oh gosh, Donnie, I'm so sorry you came here late. Watch the VOD. We had a great time. We had a I'm on YouTube, so it's easier to go back and rewind. But yeah, we did some music on the guitar, sang a few songs, had a few laughs. Pretty much a regular stream. We flew the Osprey. We flew from Cancun to Isla Mujeres to look for women. Basically, we didn't find it. Yeah, I got to sign off. The thing about these I get more of these week streams is I get more during the week streams when I'm streaming during the week, Monday through Friday. It's, people like you, a lot more people come by on the regular, but I am taking a break from work, and they do pay my, this doesn't pay my salary. So I do have to treat it as something of priority. I wish you all could come by next time. There will be daily streams. Tomorrow shall be keyboard stream of some kind and Flight Simulator as well. And again, you're always welcome. Donnie, I really appreciate you coming in as always. You're the most amazing chatter on Twitch. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we all know that. Let's put it that way. So but I am signing off. So I'll see everybody roughly the same time. Yeah, tomorrow's a Friday stream, so maybe a little later, but then going a little longer. This is an hour and a half stream roughly, and I like to do at least 2 hours on a Friday. And usually Friday afternoons I don't have anything going on at work anyway, so I don't have the same pressure to get back and finish the stuff I had started this morning. And complete that task that I have another couple hours to do on. So, but it's fun. I love what I do, and I'm privileged to write code for the bank. Honestly, you have to know more in detail why I like it so much, but it's really a great job and very rewarding. So it's all good. Anyway, I'm gonna put this little screen up here. Yeah, you guys too. As I say, no particular reason why we won't be continuing to do this every day for the foreseeable future, because I enjoy it, and again, it's only have to push a few buttons and then basically do the same things I'd be wanting to do anyway. So see you tomorrow. Hasta la mañana.